I've had a lot of friends in my life come in and out of my life, but I've never met such a good person. And I hate the fact that I had to watch this happen. You know, and that being said, that I had to watch something so little and so bad. Life is precious, you know, like we all sit here and do our everyday thing and hang out and so forth, but at any second, your life can be gone. You know, we were just hanging out, coming from Walmart to go to a friend's house. He's coming down the street. He wasn't even going that fast. He's going maybe 65. Speed limit is 45. And he decided to slow down and stop, and he lost control. And as you see, it's such a little mistake turned out to be something serious. And I thank you all for coming, those who got my invitation, for coming and showing the type of love. For some of you who may not even know him, thank you as well.
Beryalie, whatever you want to call him. He was probably my closest friend, and he was always there for me when I needed someone to talk to, I needed to ride somewhere. He was always there for me. Like, he was always a giving person, and you know, he didn't deserve this.
That we can't fight with destiny. Whatever is destined.
That's I'm never gonna get to see him again.
Maybe it all of you friends, you should come to his mom. You know, don't leave his mom.
I am Beryalie. The dictate itself, Jaden. My name is Beryalie. So he has so many names as, I guess he has so many friends. He was just a people person, a very good son. And I would say fortunately that was my only son, because maybe 2 or 3 wouldn't have been as good as him. He was there for me, for his mom. He wanted to stick with me till he was 40, so people can laugh at him, that you're still living with your mom. He wanted to have a lot of kids because he didn't have brother and sisters, because he wanted me to have more kids to hang out with. He loved his friends. My God, I cannot explain it, that he, I think, lived his life for his friends. And, you know, he was just a wonderful person. Is somebody that you would love to be around. I had people stop me in the malls, you know, and they talked to him, and they didn't even know him. It's very unfortunate. I would say one thing, that I lost my son in this tragedy. I know when kids are teenagers, they think they're invincible. So please, listen to your mothers. There is a meaning behind when they tell you to slow down, because this is what it is. And he always used to tell me. That night he came, he was immaculately dressed, shaved, and he had his hair cut. I can't explain to you how nice he looked. And he said, stop worrying about me, Mom. You don't have to worry about me anymore. I guess, I don't know, how can I say I can't worry for him anymore, but I guess for the time being he made it clear to me not to worry. But don't buy motorbikes, please. He didn't let me know. Stay safe for, your loved ones. And I thank really everybody from the bottom of my heart that you guys are here. This gives me a reason to look forward to, that he was loved by a lot of people than, his immediate family. So thank you very much for coming out, doing all of this for him.
Everyone, I'm Cameron's mom. And I got the phone call from Cameron the night that this happened. And it's not a phone call that any mother would want to get, because the phone call was cut short. And I was left wondering where they are and what happened. Couldn't go back to sleep. I jumped in my car and I just drove. I was driving blind. But from a mother's perspective, what she says is true. You guys are young. And this hit really close to home for me, because he was just like a son to me. He came to my house every day, called my son all the time. He was in my garage for hours every day while my son got his car fixed. He played football with my kids. He was part of my family. And from a mother's standpoint, if I could have told him anything to make him change his mind from getting on that bike, I would have done it. I would have really tried to convince him, but like they say, there are destinies, but you can choose your destiny. Your decisions are what changes the life that you will accomplish, or the lead to the life that you want. A stupid mistake can turn into a tragedy, and then there's no correcting it. You don't know how many days have been by now since this has happened. I just sit and I try to repeat, okay, what could I have done? What words of advice could I have given? I always try to be a role model to all of my kids' friends and my nieces and my nephews, and I don't think there's anything I could have said, because he was just a really outgoing kid, and he loved everyone. And I know everyone here could say, the same. He, like my son said, he was very, very generous with everything. And he liked to show off his nice things. That was definite about him. And as we all stand here, I like to think of him as our guardian angel now. As your individual guardian angel. And let this be a lesson to everyone, and pass the word, because how many deaths have occurred here in El Grove alone now? And it's been teenage deaths. I went and I read up on the statistics in the past year on how many teenagers have died just in this area alone. And it's crazy. And I'm sorry this had to happen to you. You had a beautiful son, and I believe he's still here with us now. He'll always be with us. And I love you. Beryalie, I knew him as B-Rad. That was the name I loved to say to him, so I love you, and I'm going to miss you. I'm really, really going to miss you every day. You have a special place in my heart and in my family. May you rest in peace.